Hello, welcome. This is the webinar, the free training on Amazon reviews that convert. I'm Doug Cunnington. I blog at Niche Site Project and I have a YouTube video. I see we have at least a few people on live. I hope that you can hear me. I did a little sound check and I freed up my memory on the machine here, and we should be good. I think we're good, but let me know in the chat. In fact, just say hello. Let me know if you could hear me, first of all. And then also, let me know where you're from. That'll be good to know. Stephen, what's up? And you can hear me. Great. I got a couple warm beverages here. It's a little chilly in Bozeman today. It's like 17 Fahrenheit or so when I was walking out there. Had to shovel a little snow. So it's a little chilly, a little bit chilly. I have a jacket on and some chai tea. All right, we have Boyd on as well. We have Bahat, and Stephen is in northern Illinois near Wisconsin. Nice. All right, excellent. So like I said, today we're going over Amazon reviews, and I'm going to share my template that I use. So this has been, I published this a little while back, and I'm going to go over each of the sections and I'll show an example. We're actually going to go kind of quick through that part of the presentation. There's a lot of material there, so I'm going to go through quick, and then additionally this is a new part that I haven't shared before specifically. I'm going to create a job aid that you could give to a writer and I guess have the word count, the target word count, and then tell the writer how many words you want in each section and that sort of thing. So we'll kind of break it down like that. A lot of people like to see that sort of stuff. All right, Boyd is from the Netherlands. Nice. All right, so sometimes people tune in late here. There's a little intro at the beginning. So we'll go ahead and get to it. I'll share my screen here. Amazon affiliate reviews that convert. You can use the ideas for other types of content, but it's definitely product focused. It doesn't have to be Amazon affiliate specifically, but any sort of product review, these ideas will transfer over. All right. So let me know if you've created a site before. It looks like we have an extremely light crowd, which seems slightly surprising to me, but maybe people are going to catch the replay. But have you created a site before? So just let me know in the chat. And I'm Doug Cunnington. I'm not sure if a lot of people have seen much of my content before or read much stuff. And I founded Niche Site Project back in 2013. So I've been doing this for a few years, and it was one of those situations where I just thought, hey, I want to start a blog because the people that I follow started a blog, which is kind of a self-selecting process. I realize that now. But I was like, hey, I want to start a blog to document my process and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I kept doing it and slowly got better at it and started doing a lot more YouTube stuff in the last probably almost 2 years, I guess, year and a half, something like that. Anyway, I like border collies. That's my old dog there, Brody. My dad and I are Old Faithful. We went over there. I live pretty close by to Yellowstone, so we were out there. And then our new dog, Georgie, that's from earlier this year. And next, we got, this is kind of the why should you listen to me portion of the presentation. So I have a past track record. I've created several Amazon affiliate sites. I've created some other sites that didn't work out that well. I've coached a lot of other people. I've done guest posting and guest blogging on bigger blogs. I'll tell you a little more about that in a second. And then I have a PMP, which is Project Management Professional Certification. I had a corporate job where I was a project manager for IT companies and consulting companies for about 10, 12 years, something like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it's about 12 years, something like that. So I have a corporate background and then sort of put the two together. It's rare to have a project manager in the internet marketing field. Usually, because like project managers like get paid pretty well, and they're in demand. So I happen to have been laid off, which we'll come to in a second here. So quick note. So Steven says you have a few sites you started like WooZone type sites, like from Alex at WP Eagle, one of my friends over on YouTube. So now you're building out a typical affiliate site using the KGR and best of articles. Great. And then Boyd says you've created sites for a living as a graphic designer. You're a copywriter, but less experienced on that part. So you're building a niche site at the moment. Very cool. So let me know if you've had a profitable one as well. So it sounds like you guys are maybe just in the early stages getting started, but yeah, just curious about the profitability. Always, it helps me shape the presentation here. So here's some of the places I've been featured or mentioned at some point, and even Social Triggers by Derek Halpern. But those are some large, significant blogs. Okay, so my timeline, I always put this in because a lot of times you will only see the highlight reel. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, right? So you only see the highlight reel. You see the sensational, attention-getting headlines, and then you think you're behind because it seems like it's so easy, and people just don't even try, and then they make a lot of money and they have all this success. Well, usually it's not like that. Usually it's like a long process with failure points along the way, and I diagrammed it here so you can see the roller coaster ride. Like I mentioned, 2013 is when I learned about internet marketing. That's when I started Niche Site Project, and I've had like some great success, and then like everything would like go away. All traffic, all revenue would go away, and a few failure points, and then you can see the low point. I got laid off from a full-time job after 9 years with the company. That was 2015, so a few years ago, and the highlight here with a big green arrow clearly is selling a site a little over a year ago for $235,000 with a business partner of mine. So that was cool. That was very exciting. All right. Q&A is at the end, but since honestly it looks like we only have 5 people live, which is weird because like quite a few people registered for it. So I wonder if that means the email is not highly deliverable or something like that. We shall see. Okay, so Q&A is at the end, but if you have a question, feel free. I'm watching the chat, and since there's not many people, it's easy to keep up with the chat. So before we get into the deep part of the presentation, I'll go fast on this, but why niche sites? And I'm a big proponent for someone trying to start something on the side, trying to like make money online or work from home. I think niche sites are a great place to start. There's a few reasons for that. One, it's pretty cheap and pretty easy to get started. You can like buy a hosting package. Actually, you could probably buy a hosting package, set up a WordPress site, put a theme on there, and have a site before I finish talking in this free webinar, right? So, like, you can do all that in like an hour. It'll probably cost you like $100, and the potential for it is huge, right? Like, you could actually grow one site, or have a platform or whatever for products that you want to sell in the future, whether it's like info products, physical products, if you want to just be a personality or an influencer. The point is you can start it for $100 in like an hour, all right? The cool part with affiliate sites, and some people call niche sites authority sites. To me, it's all the same. It's just a branding and positioning mechanism. My site is Niche Site Project, so I kind of stick with that. But it's really an affiliate site. So with an affiliate site, you can learn the ropes in a lot of different areas. For example, you'll learn how to set up a site, some WordPress skills, you'll learn about domains, you'll learn about SEO, creating content, writing, hiring freelancers, building teams, all these micro skills are a piece of the puzzle for doing this. And you may not like what you end up with, right? You may not like the niche site, maybe you only make a few $100 and you really don't like the process. That's fine. But maybe you actually love SEO and you start an SEO agency where you can help small businesses rank on Google or whatever. Maybe you end up really enjoying social media and you help companies develop your social media, something like that, right? Or here's an idea that I had in the last couple of days. Not that it's all that novel, but if you can go to Upwork and hire this is a content site, if you could figure out how to hire 2 or 3 writers that want to write for 20 hours a week or something like that, you could have a service where you basically facilitate getting writers together with people that need content. And you wouldn't have to do any of the writing. You just have to assign the work and make sure that the people get the content that they need. So again, you learn skills that are transferable to many different areas. Next, you can grow a fairly small site. All sites start small with one piece of content, and they grow from there. They can grow huge. I mentioned one of the sites I sold for low 6 figures, but someone in my mastermind group sold the site for over $1 million, right? So you can grow the seed into a huge asset, really, and sell it or keep it or whatever you want to do. So key part is you have to have a plan. A piece of that plan is writing the content. So this is where the Amazon review format comes into play. All right. So a couple other notes here. So Boyd said you're just starting the site. Steven said one of your WooZone, a couple of WooZone sites from a couple years ago started doing really well, but it's dropped off. And Steven says, wow, $1 million. Yeah, it was over $1 million for a relatively straightforward site. He generally outsourced most. Actually, he outsourced the content, all the SEO. He just knew the pieces and how they fit together. Hence, like I mentioned, the plan. Like if you know the right order to do things and how much time to spend on certain areas, like what's really important, then you'll be in shape. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the template. We're going to look at some specific examples. So again, I'm going to try and kind of go fast through that part, and then I'm going to create a job aid like live. I just put in sort of the skeleton pieces, and then we'll just sort of pull that together. I haven't written it yet, so we're actually going to do this live. And what I'll do is, I think I can attach the link to the email for the replay. It'll come out so that you can get that. So be sure to take a look at the link the email with the link for the job aid so you can get a hold of it. Okay, so first off, we're going to look this at a high level. So here is the whole format. This is available on Niche Site Project. If you go to the Start Here page in the blog section, it's in the I don't have the link handy, but it's in the content section. I'm just going to read out the main sections and I can go over the small writing here. But of course, you have to have the title, the catchy title. You can use some copywriting skills to help you with that. A lot of times it is going to align pretty closely to the keyword that you're targeting for that post. You're going to have an intro paragraph, and I like to have a full width or half width image sort of near the top. After that, I like to have a comparison table, though it's not required. A lot of people do like to have comparison tables since it's a great way to present data, especially technical data or any kind of specs in a concise format. After that, there's a couple paragraphs on the features, and if you wanted to, right, I just noted 2, but it's modular. This whole thing is modular, so you can talk about 2 features, or you can talk about 20 features. All right, if it's a complex product, then you have a lot of room to play. The next section is features and specs for each model. So again, this is modular. You can use this format if you're going to review one product or if you're going to review 20 products. So if you have like a handful, then you can talk about those specific features and specs for each model. If you just have one, well then of course you just have one. After that, you have the customer or user impression. So for that section, you have that for each of the individual products. Or you can, if it's just one product that you're reviewing, then you just have the one section. Again, modular, you can kind of move these around. You can make more of any of these if you want to. In fact, there are some reviews that I have where there are multiple tables where it makes sense. It doesn't always make sense, but where it makes sense, you can have multiple tables to present data. Finally, you have the conclusion. A lot of times I just recap, but we'll get into the details. Like I said, I'm going to blast through this because there's a lot of content, and I do want to spend some time on the template that we'll create. So the title or the headline, again, this is usually going to align to the keyword, but you can add a little extra. So most of these examples are from the Wirecutter or there's an Outdoor Gear Lab. So two very big sites, some of the best in class, and they just do things a little bit differently. And you can see here that a lot of times it's just straight up the keyword. So best earbuds, best wireless earbuds. Sometimes they put a little extra in there, like this best Wi-Fi router, in parentheses for most people, right? So they put a little qualifier in there, and you can do the same thing. Sometimes you can tell I pulled this screenshot a little while ago. So best snowshoes of 2017, and you see 2017 written in here a few times. So sometimes you can put in the year if you want to. Of course, you want to keep that up to date. You want to have 2014 in there or 2013, because who cares about the equipment from a long time ago? Okay. After that, the intro paragraph. So for me, I like to just qualify someone right off the bat and say, are you looking for the best action camera? If so, you're in the right place. And one key thing in that intro paragraph, I like to have a call to action, an affiliate link right away for someone who just wants to get over to Amazon. They just wanted a curated list. You can see here the Wirecutter. If you look at any one of their reviews, they basically have a call to action and an affiliate link in the first 3 sentences. It's pretty quick. Sometimes it's the first sentence, just like this one. I don't think this is a long sentence right here, to be honest with you. But the point is, don't be afraid to put an affiliate link. You don't want to put like 5 affiliate links at the very beginning. If you just have one, you say, okay, here's our top rated model, whatever it is, go to Amazon, check it out. All right. So intro paragraph, that's what I like to do. After that, I like to have an image. Sometimes I like to have an image that's just half width, and maybe it's the same on the right side, right? So right in line, half width, so when people start reading the copy, you can see an image in the place. And you can see here, the Wirecutter uses half width images, not huge ones. Typically, they're just using small images in their featured section there. So they have multiple calls to action. There's an image, they have a button, they have some other things in here. So if you're on a mobile device, you know the button is a clickable thing, right? So blah, blah, blah from Amazon. If you're on a machine, on a computer, laptop, or whatever, then you can hover the mouse over an image and you know it's clickable. So again, I personally don't use the graphics here, the button. I'll just use an image. Sometimes it's a product image, sometimes it's something related to the product or relevant to that product. So if it's an action camera, they don't have a picture of an action camera, but maybe what the action camera can take a picture of, or a person just like holding GoPro or something like that. So images are good. It lets the person know you're in the right place. Next, the comparison. So again, not required, but it's a great way to present data. Now, Outdoor Gear Lab, maybe part of the same company, they have some of the best tables out there. There's tons of information, well formatted. They give you pros and cons, star rating, relative price, score. They have this award section, which is your own award, right? It's just the editor's choice, top picks, and then best buy. Another thing you'll notice, they don't give you too many options. You have 5 maximum. You can view them all, right? You can look at a bigger table, but you can see that they don't want to give too many choices. Especially on a table, because if you have too many choices, sometimes people just get overwhelmed and they make a decision, which is part of the reason why the affiliate site is useful, because if you go to Amazon, for example, and you're looking for an action camera, you can type in action camera, and there's like 2,000 results, just making that up, there's like lots of results, and it's hard to know like what you should go for, right? So not too many choices. Affiliate sites help people curate, or you provide a curated list of products that's easier for a person to purchase. So you don't have to have the tables like overly complex. Usually simple is best. So, I mean, I truncated this. The table is much bigger than this. The point is you can present the information in a consolidated, smaller section so someone can actually compare what's going on. As far as the features, and a quick note on the tables, there are plugins and stuff out there, but I recommend people just use an HTML table generator. In my opinion, it's more usable. It's faster. I hate getting plugins that just do one thing. Okay, so next we got features. Again, totally modular, so you can expand this as big as you want it to be. And for this example, we see boots, like hiking boots, and hiking or outdoor gear lab. So these are hiking boots, and this is just on the comfort of a specific boot. And there are like 4 total paragraphs on just comfort of one boot. So you can really go into detail for the features, especially like for a specific product. So I know sometimes people are confused about how they can come up with tens of thousands of words of content, or thousands of words of content, or tens of thousands across your site. But it's really about digging in and going into the details, understanding the nuances that a potential buyer would care about, and that's how you do it. So it's through these features and going deep for the features. Next we have features and specs for each model. So in this case, we're going back to the wire cutter, and in this review, they went over 3 cameras for most of the review, and they mentioned the features and the details for each one of those cameras. So they covered what you should care about features, you should care about frame rate, resolution, image stabilization, all that stuff. And then after that, they go in depth for each of the cameras. Again, this is how you can end up with a very long, very helpful product review. After that, we have the customer or user impression. So in this case, don't make the mistake of going to Amazon and copying reviews. Can't do that. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you're having any issues, I see behind says my voice is cutting in and out. Since you're in India, I have a hunch it could be distance related. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me, by the way? Sometimes it is. Anyway, so customer and user impression, what you can do is read reviews all over the web and summarize it. What you can't do is copy or quote or anything, especially from Amazon or kickback of the program. So you can't do that at all. So some people try and figure out ways around it. And they think, hey, why don't I just take a screenshot and then put that in? We can't do that either. If you're like trying to figure out a tricky way or a smart way around the rules, then they will kick you out. All right. So it's really the spirit of the rule, not anything else. So if you again, read reviews, understand the pros and cons of a specific product, that's really what you want to cover. And then if you put it in your own words, there's no problem with that. You're synthesizing ideas from various places and then you're pushing them. So, and I guess I didn't find an example of that specifically, but point, finally, you go to the conclusion. So for this, highly flexible, you can make it very detailed and go over each of the points. Maybe like each main section of the article gets its own sentence in the conclusion if you want to. You could just end it quickly, say here's our top choice, and then some bullet points. Just keep it brief. Or, you can just say here's our top choice and just leave it at that. For this action camera here, the wire cutter specifically talk about like what's coming up for that action camera product line. Since it's a tech device, there's a lot of updates and changes and stuff like that. And then usually you always want to put in like a last call to action. If someone made it all the way to the bottom, go ahead and give them affiliate link, remind them the top choice. You can see again from almost all of the Wirecutter reviews, that's exactly what we do. So I'm going to drink some tea here. We're talking quite a bit. Any questions out there? And let me know if the audio is really bad. Sometimes if you refresh, that is what you do. Okay. So I'm not going to go over the examples here, but I encourage you to check it out on your own. So carseatanswers.com is a sort of a bad affiliate site just in general. They do a couple things okay, like it's a clean looking site, but in a lot of ways it's very poorly, the review is very poorly done. The Wirecutter, of course, is really good, and you can look at the action camera, or basically any of the articles over the Wirecutter are good. So, okay, now we're going to do the live demo. We're going to create a template for writers with the target word. Okay, so I've gotten this request several times, and I haven't done it this far. I think some previous videos that I've done, I went through and like had sort of a template, but since then I've changed it, and part of it is I don't know, in my head, right? So this perhaps is my project management background, some of my corporate experience, but I mean, I've created probably hundreds of templates for stuff like this, so it's sort of second nature. So when someone is asking me, "Hey, how do I like create a template for a writer I don't understand," based on, let's see. Okay, so Boyd says the audio is okay, but tends to get a bit noisy. Calls for a little more volume. That's all. Okay, interesting. I'll try and get closer. Maybe that's it. So the thing is, since I've created things for I've created so many of these templates, it just seems like you just do it, right? So I don't know what the hang up is, but since a lot of people have asked, I thought, hey, we're going to go through it. So here is sort of like the core areas that we're starting with, right? I'm going to make some assumptions, but here's how it'll work. So we have the title, and I'm just going to say this is going to be, okay, so this is just going to be the, keep it straightforward. The keyword, I will provide that. So, right, this is exactly how it goes through and create so the intro. So I'll say this is this target. Right? So we'll say the target is 2000. Okay. So okay, so you said audio is correct. Where are you located? Well, let me see if I can figure this out here. Okay, it doesn't look like I can do anything else from my perspective here. So we'll see how it goes. You may want to try and refresh there. Sometimes that helps. Okay, so for the intro, we're going to say, we'll say 200 to 300 words. For the features, again, I'm going to make some assumptions here. So we will say that for the features, there's going to be 3 different sections. So 3 different features. So we'll say, talk about 3 different features. Each feature is 100 to 200. Okay. So with this point, I'll have to go and work on tallying up some points. The word count that is. Okay, we'll say 3 different models. And just new, but where are you located in the audience right now? So we'll talk about 3 different models which is provided. And we'll say model is that part of impression as a user impression required for each of the videos. Right? So watch and put that in this section here. So tab forward so that yep, this we'll say 100 words. Okay, and it looks like we're losing lots of people, so maybe this whole thing isn't even working at all. Let's see what it's like. Okay, so let's do grand total. So we have 300 words and 600. Then we have 900, so that's 1,500. And then we have another 450 here, so we're about 2,950. And then we have about 200 or 300 words there. So we're a little over, it's really, it looks like a target of about 2,200 or so, which is fine. Sometimes these sections are going to be a little longer and a little shorter, but if you provide this level of detail, then you're going to get much better picture of what is like happening, right? So like basically your writer is going to produce something better than if they just if you just gave them the title and told them you needed 2,000 words. What can happen, the reason why this is valuable, what can happen, maybe the writer accidentally like spend way too much time on the features, and then on the models they just say like 1 sentence. Stephen, thanks for letting me know that the audio is messed up that you can see the screen. And I have no clue what the issue is. Just I have no idea. So try to see if there's anything else running on my machine. It's not. In fact, yep, I'm puzzled. So I'll just proceed, maybe end this faster than I intended. So basically, you end up with exactly what you're looking for, where at least the writer is spending appropriate amount of time writing about each thing. Now, further, right, you can make this better for the specific product type. You can tell them like, what so if you tell as many details as you possibly can, you're going to end up with a better product at the end of the day, right? So that is kind of how I would lay this out. And if you, for example, right, if you want to make this longer, you can just change the word count, tweak a couple things. I would probably tweak like the features and say talk about 8 features, not 3. Instead of 3 models, talk about 10 models. And then at that point, instead of 2,200 words, you're at 9,000 words, and it's very clear how to structure it for the writer. So I imagine no one can hear me because the audio is messed up, but maybe I'll do this presentation again sometime. It's a fun one. Hope everybody shows up, and then technology doesn't work. All right, I'll stop sharing my screen. Any questions from the 2 people who are on here? Let's see. Any questions? Any questions? All right, and then how many links per article? So, better question, Stephen. Is the audio better now, by the way? Everyone seems to have like understood what was going on, so maybe it was just sharing the screen. All right, so how many links per article? Max. So really what you want to ask is how many links per number of words. Okay. Let me I don't know what is going on with the audio, man. This is bananas. Hold on, let me just check one thing here. In fact, since it's just a couple of us right here, I'm going to bounce out of here real quick and then come back and see if it's better. Because I have like a nice microphone. This should not be an issue. So I'm going to be right back here.
All right, I am back. Is that like way more clear now? And thanks everyone for your patience. I'm going to assume it is. So the question is, how many affiliate links can you put into your article? Max. Steven. Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, you know what? Hopefully everyone's all right with cussing. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. It's like the wrong microphone selected. Like it was using the internal mic from the fucking laptop. Sorry. And I have no clue. I never used that. I used this microphone. It's a very nice one here. I even have like, I got the mic thing and the fucking whatever, like, and it's using this stupid laptop microphone that's a piece of shit. So, okay, we're back. Steven, what you don't want to do is put as many links as possible. If you have the right traffic, you mentioned you're using the keyword golden ratio. So that's great. You're going to have traffic that's interested in purchasing something. If you have the right traffic, you don't have to use too many affiliate links. My recommendation, I'll give you an answer. My recommendation is that you put like one affiliate link per 100 to 250 words. Less is more. One area that you can get in trouble is if you use a table. All right. So if you use a table, I've seen people have like 3 affiliate links per product and they had 10 products in there. So all of a sudden you end up with like, 50 affiliate links on your page and most of them are in your table. So again, less is more. And my recommendation is to just have, strong calls to action, have a handful of affiliate links. I would say maybe like 3 or 4 per product. Okay. And Steven says, okay, thanks everyone letting me know about the sound. It's funny. This happened like one time before, like a year ago. And whenever it sounded like really terrible, that's when the laptop fan turns on, like the little cooling fan internally. And it just makes it sound even worse. So now I got this baby. I could just talk right into it here. All right. So Steven's concerned about picture affiliate links and regular affiliate links. So they count the same. And I would recommend not putting as many like picture affiliate links. That's just my take. All right. Yeah, if you get closer, it sounds like it's like the NPR people whispering. So the cool part is I'm going to have to do this whole presentation again some other time, but it's always good to practice. All right, it's always good to practice. Okay, I think there was another question in there somewhere, but I missed it. The chat. Maybe I have the old chat in the control panel here. All right. Okay, Boyd, I see your question now about long copy. The Wirecutter uses long sentences in their copy. Isn't best practice to use shorter? So it depends on, generally, yes, you're right. Writing to a, like an 8th grade level, it's usually like what you want to do. So, I mean, it depends on your audience, and generally we are going after a like general audience. So the right answer is shorter sentences are probably fine. If it's a more sophisticated product, for example, maybe it's like a I don't know, like a gaming laptop where it's an audience where maybe people have they use bigger words and they have longer sentences and all that stuff, then sure, you can do that. But yeah, in general, you want to write to 6th to 8th grade, something like that. So it's really easy for people to understand. If you prefer, you can write some longer sentences. I find that, just for me, I've been studying and trying to be a better writer myself. Different cadence is good. So some short sentences, some longer sentences. It's not super awesome to just have everything, everything is like 17 sentence, or every sentence is 17 words long. Like you don't want to do that. All right. So you want to like change it up. Sometimes you got some really short ones. Sometimes you have longer ones. So, okay. Let me look in the presentation and see if there's anything else. Okay. So, I think we covered everything. Again, I'm probably going to do this whole presentation again here. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll change it up just a little bit. So, yeah, Boyd says it sounds poetic indeed. All right, any other questions? I'll have to start holding the mic for the live streams. And by the way, I mean we just got 3 people on here since apparently the audio is all screwed up. Got the live stream tomorrow and Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, so same time tomorrow. That's on YouTube. You don't have to sign up or whatever, but I'll probably create a post on the community tab. So do have a look if you have other questions there, and I may just add some of the questions that you guys asked today because they were good questions. All right, anything else, folks, before I get out of here? Okay, Boyd says, hold on, let me drink something here. Okay. Boyd says, what's the impact of Google Images on the traffic of a website? Is it worth adding a call to action, a CTA, to the images? So that is a great question. I don't know the answer to that at all. I think here is where it can come into play. So, I mean, there's some niches, some queries that are image heavy. People really want to see the images. And if you're able to have like several of your images show up in the like the SERP, the results there, you'll probably get a little more traffic. Now, a really great spot is if you can get the featured snippet. If you can get the featured snippet up at the top, the image is often different. Almost 100% of the time, the image is different than whatever the text, whether it's a bullet points, a table, a numbered list. Often they don't match up. So if you can get the featured image snippet, you probably can get some good traffic. I have no data on that. To answer your question, is it worth adding a CTA to images? I don't know. I would guess if you know that you're ranking on the first page, maybe it's a pretty good idea for you to like add a couple images with a call to action in it. But I'm not sure. I've never seen a study on it or any sort of even a case study or anyone who's tried it. So good question. Islam says, I'm translating content for your blog from French to English. Can it be considered a long-term content strategy? I guess so. Sure. You know what? I've heard some people talk about that, but I think, sure. I don't see why not. I don't know how Google deals with that sort of like duplicate content if it's in a different language. I have a hunch that they're not checking for that. I haven't heard that that's an issue. But if you have the skills to do that translation, then I think, you'll figure it out pretty quick if that's a problem or not. But my hunch is, yeah, it can be a long-term strategy, assuming, there's enough content out there to be translated. As far as I don't know the word, but as far as like, as far as that being like not copying or the plagiarism aspect of it, I'm not sure. My guess is that's probably not a great idea to do it, but I don't think there's an issue at this time. But I don't know. I have no idea. So double check and see what you could find. All right. Any other questions? And I guess this is a good reminder that I need to check the audio source even more closely than I thought, because I did the sound check for Webinar Jam and it You know, it sounds fine, like sound was coming through, but I did not know that I was using the wrong source. Again, I have this microphone. Why would it use anything else? It's not like I switched it. I didn't switch it over. I haven't unplugged this baby in a long time. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for hopping on and for the true the people with true patience where you waited and you were trying to listen even though you couldn't hear me. And you hung in there, and I'm proud of you for it. So, all right, this will make a good story for tomorrow when I do the live stream. All right, and Steven loves the fucking swearing. Great. Great. Yeah, that is how I usually think in my head and how I talk most of the time. But I have a good filter, so I just turn it off when I'm ready. All right, I'm out of here. It looks like the sun's shining in the snow, and we'll catch you later. We'll catch you on the live stream tomorrow. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.